I want to give all praises to my power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and a peace, salutation, and blessings to the elect. This is going to be a lesson going into spiritual Egypt, okay, which is America. Okay, and we're gonna dive into some similarities between ancient Egypt and America and edify on their point. But I typed in Chat GPT things in America that originated in ancient Egypt. Okay. It says while there are very few things in modern America that directly originated in ancient Egypt, several concepts, inventions, and cultural elements from ancient Egypt have influenced or inspired aspects of American life, especially through the Greeks, Romans, Renaissance, and Enlightenment periods before reaching modern America. Here are the key things in America that have roots in ancient Egypt. Okay, you got architecture and design, obelisk. Okay, you got the Washington Monument. Okay, um, let's see, obelisk in America. Okay, and I believe one. They even moved from Egypt to here. Let's see, Cleopatra's Needle. Yup. Origin, Cleopatra's Needle. Okay. They moved they moved that went from Egypt to America, man. Okay. And Washington Monument. Okay, which the obelisk is a phallus. It's a phallus symbol, man. A male's rod. Okay. So continuing on, it says, okay, let's go back here. And reading up here what you got, Freemasonry, and this is, that's another search I did above this one on similarities. Freemasonry, which had a strong influence, not to digress, we're going to go back and continue on, but it says Freemasonry, which had a strong influence on early American leaders like George Washington, draws heavily on Egyptian symbols, including the all-seeing eye, pyramids, and ancient wisdom. And that's another architectural design you got here is pyramids. Okay, you got a pyramid, I believe in Memphis. Okay, and Memphis also was a city in Egypt, man. And you got Memphis, Tennessee. Okay, here in DFW, you got pyramid downtown. Okay, downtown Dallas, man. Okay, this place is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. Freemasonry, this heavy, that's a heavy witchcraft system here, man. Okay, yeah, some of these prisons were Freemason, high-ranking Freemasons. Okay, as it said, George Washington. Look, it says Freemasonry, which had a strong influence on early American leaders like George Washington. Okay, which was a so-called regarded as a founding father of America, man. Okay, and you could do your research on that. Okay, that nigga was a Freemason, man. You see, which are a group of witches, man, warlocks. Okay, then you got the Daughter of the Eastern Star, which is the male, I mean the female, female group to the Freemasons, man. You see, so this place is ran on witchcraft. Okay, it says draws heavily on Egyptian symbols, including the all-seeing eye, which is on the back of the dollar bill. Okay, it says pyramids and ancient wisdom. Okay, let's see, was there anything more? Oh, yeah, it says government law and symbolism, and this was a search I did. Things in America that originated in ancient Egypt. Okay, but it says this next one, symbol of justice, the Egyptian goddess Ma'at, who represented truth, justice, and order, prefigures the modern concept of justice. The image of Lady Justice, and I believe, let's see, blindfolded holding scales, has echoes of Ma'at. Let's see, what is picture. Let's see. Mm, I believe. Let's see. It's Lady Justice American. Universal symbol with ancient roots that predates the United States. And it goes back, and because I just seen it goes back to yeah. She look at this. Okay, these are going into idols. Okay, and past empires. Okay, rulerships. But nevertheless, continuing on though, going back, let's see what point we were at. Going into Lady Justice. Okay, things in Egypt. Let's type it back in. Scroll back up. Okay, so continuing on. Let's see. We'll go to this next point. It says papyrus or paper. Ancient Egyptians invented papyrus, the earliest known form of paper. The concept of writing on sheets and fluids, later development of paper, essential to modern education, printing, and governance. Okay. It says, yeah, let's see. Papers or paper. So it says pyramid imagery. The Great Seal of the United States on the back of the U.S. dollar bill features an unfinished pyramid with the Eye of Providence, inspired by Egyptian pyramids and mystical symbolism. Okay, and that's the Eye of Horus. Okay, which is an idol. Okay, and the American, these American warlocks and witches are tapped in. Okay, they are tapped in, man. Continuing on though. Let's see. Solar system. So you got medical practices. Egyptian alchemy contributed to the origins of modern chemistry, studied extensively in American schools and labs. Okay. Pizza. I know you have pizza that comes from pizza hieroglyphs. Yeah, pizza comes from ancient Egypt. Okay. But nevertheless, we'll get to some scriptures. Let's type in Blue Letter Bible. We'll go to the Blue Letter Bible. BLB. And you got a pizza, beer. Okay, comes from Egypt. Okay. Hieroglyphs, which are modern day emojis, come from Egypt. Okay. And, this is excuse me, hey, I'm a little bit over the place, but Lord willing, it'll be edifying in the end. Revelation 11:8, it says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. Okay. And this is going into the Israelites. Okay. We are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. And we were in a dead state. Okay, further edification, you can go into the book of Ezekiel 37. We were dry bones, okay? We were dry bones, and the Lord has returned his spirit back unto us. Okay, now we're made lively again, okay? But it says and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, okay? America is known as a great country, the greatest country to ever be on the face of the earth. It says, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt. Okay, so this place is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. You had women worship. Okay, women being exalted. Okay, you had women, and you had women priests in ancient Egypt. And you have witches today, witches and warlocks. That's how the left hand deals. Okay, they deal with witches as well as warlocks, man. You see, the right deals with a priesthood of men. Okay, and when I speak of the right, I'm speaking of the men of the Lord, man, the men of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, which is the true priesthood. Okay, uh, 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 of the earth, man. But it says, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt. Okay, where also our Lord was crucified, and they've tried to X out Yahweh Shai here, who is the name of the who the world ignorantly calls Jebus. Okay, Jesus. Okay, the Yahweh Shai is the name of the Messiah, man, and they've tried to X out his image. Okay, you know, they've tried to remove all remembrance the way of Yahweh and Yahweh why Yahweh Shai. Okay. Verse 9, and they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, okay, a 350-year period, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to put in graves, okay. So these nations have seen us in a dead state, okay, and it's a fearful thing. Let's jump up. Yep, verse 11, and after 3 days and a half, and in half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet. Okay. And great fear fell upon them which saw them. Okay. So these nations are in great fear now that the Lord has returned his spirit unto us and his heritage, man. Okay. We're no longer calling ourselves blacks, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans. No, we're calling ourselves what does it say? One shall surname himself. Isaiah 44. Pretty much just summarizing, hey, we're surnaming ourselves and associating ourselves back unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, our power, man. Okay. It says, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet. Okay. And great fear fell upon them which saw them. Great fear has taken up a hold of our enemies. Okay, which is why you have a pushback, okay, against this truth, this gospel being preached throughout the earth, man. Okay, you have agents such as Vocab Malone, these Christian pastors that are set up, okay, agents that are set up to try to confound this doctrine, okay, even paid off, Israelites, man. You see, they're trying to stop this truth, okay? But there's no stopping it, as the scripture says. Let's go here. And this wasn't going to be long, but did want to touch on that. The spirit jumped on me to go into that, man. Okay. 2 Corinthians 13:8, for we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. Okay. So, hey, this truth, no matter what Esau, Edom, the left hand, a pharaoh, which the modern day pharaoh, the new pharaoh is the elites. Okay, Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. You see, he is the new pharaoh. Okay, that is ruling right now, man. You see, in these left-handed priests, witches, and warlocks, they are going to fall, man. Okay, let's see. And let's end off with a link, okay? Linking Esau in Egypt, which Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, rules Egypt, spiritual Sodom in Egypt, which is America. Okay, Joel 3:19, Egypt shall be a desolation, okay, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness. Okay, a link between modern day Egypt, America, okay, and Esau. You see, Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness for the violence in Egypt, spiritual Egypt. Okay, Sodom and Egypt America is going to be destroyed in World War III, the War of Armageddon. Okay, it's going to be a desolation, as we just read, for the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. Okay, but Judah shall dwell forever in Jerusalem for generation to generation. Shalom. It says, for I will cleanse their blood that I have not cleansed, for the Lord dwelleth in Zion. Shalom.